Hey, happy Saturday. This is DJ Straight coming to you once again live from Praise from the Closet. And guess what? Let's see. It was a beautiful day. Oh, okay. Faith Work School of Dance. So listen here. I will fix that when I come back out. And man, as always, I am so appreciative of those that tune in every week or every time that we have a show, have a guest, because I can't do this on my own. I can only do it with you all's help. So thank you always for tuning in. Again, this is DJ Straight coming to you live from Praise from the Closet. If you have ideas, email us at gospelmusicloversbuffet@gmail.com. You can text us 202-322-2470 or voicemail 240-587-3984. We are high tech, and as always, you can listen to our station, actually our music station that plays nothing but inspirational music. Clay Evans, God said he would heal the land, is on now. You might hear Jason Krabs, some bluegrass, some bounce. If it's inspirational, we can do this thing. And as always, share if you're on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So today, I have a very special guest. All my guests are special because they took the time to come on. But today I have a special guest because I've known this person for a good part of their life. But guess what? I didn't know they had all of that in them. I knew they had some stuff in them as a child and as a teenager, but I did not know that they had all what they have in them. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to bring her on, because I see her work and what she's doing. And I think it's so great because not only is she impacting, not only is she just impacting her local people, her local area, but she's impacting people in other states and other cities. And so today we're going to talk to Jasmine Machel. She is the owner and the CEO of Faith with Works School of Dance. Faith with Works School of Dance. And then not only that, whenever you see her post, you see that hair it's not fried, dyed, or multiplied. It is just always nice. And so she is the entrepreneur also for J Styles Hair. And throughout the broadcast, I'm going to put up her information so that you all can connect with her. And she'll tell us, exactly what city she's located in and things of that nature. All right, so let me bring her on. I don't want to keep out of my mouth. Hello, Jasmine Machel Perkins. Welcome to Praise from the Closet. How are you today with that pretty smile?
Stop it. Stop. Yes. Oh God, I'm good. How are you?
I am doing great. I am a little warm in here because I guess I was moving around a lot today. But you know what? I knew that this interview was coming tonight, and I was already excited from the moment that you said yes. And like I said, everybody has something to offer. And this particular segment is called What's Your Passion, Your Hobby, or Your Career? And we're going to talk about two of your passions. You probably have some other passions, but I wanted to start out, first of all, because I think I'm going to start at the top and work my way backwards. Where did the dance come from, the inspirational of the dance? And then how did the school come about and the name?
Okay. All right, just give me 1 second. I'm inviting a few people so they can join us.
Invite, like I said, technology is something, because sometimes when you want it to work right, look, and I saw an interview when Oprah was talking to somebody and her stuff was in and out. And I said, now, with all that money, some of her stuff got jacked up. So I don't have a problem when my stuff doesn't always work right, because it's called technology. It's called the internet. It's called
technology. And when it works, it works. And when it doesn't, it doesn't.
It doesn't. Great. And so when you get ready, let me know that you are ready. Like I said, share. Go to YouTube and subscribe, because we have some other great shows that's always coming up, and anybody can participate on Gospel Music Lovers Buffet. And if you see the PFTC, Praise from the Closet, the floor is yours.
All right. Good evening, everybody. I am ecstatic to be here. I am honored. As Miss Marsha, you guys might know her, but she'll always be Lynn to me. Lynn has been a treasure in my life since I was yay high. Always a fun factor, always looking out for me and my siblings and my cousins as well. Like she took care of all of us. My aunt had 4, my mom had 3. She'll put us all together
Absolutely.
and make sure we had a good time. Even when we moved from the Maryland, DC area to Virginia, she traveled down here and made sure that we saw her face and kept in touch with her at least once a year. So I'm honored and I'm so proud of
Absolutely.
everything God is doing in your life. This is so dope. The whole movement is dope. Like
Oh, okay. Let me
DJ
write that
Straight is
down.
taking over. I love it.
Go ahead, Jill.
I love it. Okay, where we starting at?
We're starting at how did you come up with dancing and then for the school's name? Where did that come from?
Okay. I want to have this long, drawn out story and say I've always dreamed of being an entrepreneur. I've always been I am a simple girl. I'm a simple woman. I've always dreamed of being stable. Stability is my what I crave. So there was no grand moment, God. My right hand, my left hand, and my backbone. My mother I was struggling after college. I had a degree in dance, and you know, as you always hear, artists, starving artists. It's called that for a reason. I
Mhm.
wasn't interested in being that, and I wanted to put my degree to use. I was hell bent on showing people that you can have a career that sustains you in the arts. So nobody was hiring. I did a couple of interviews for local dance studios. Upon getting hired for a few of them, I just didn't collaborate with their vision and the way they were teaching. It just fly by night type of thing. And as I said before, stability is what I crave. So
Yes.
my mom told me to start my own. She said, "You don't need nobody to give you a job. You don't need nobody. You open your own studio. Just open it." And I'm like, "Okay, mom, that's easier said than done. There's no building. Where we doing this at?" She told me to call the pastor of her church and see if he will rent out the gymnasium to me. And just so happens, he did it for free because not
Wow.
only was I a broke college student, I was a broke graduate post college, okay? Because I had to get some things in order. I had worked my way all through college, but of course, trying to get ahead on paying off my loans and maintaining, I had used up everything by the time I had got through the stage. So the church, New Light Church is in Chesapeake, Virginia. Huge shout out to Elder Roderick Banks. He was the lead liaison in making sure that I secured that place. Shout out to Pastor Durrell and Jessica McCleary as well for being gracious enough to welcome me into their home and let me use it. So from there, it
It's
took
been
off
doing
like a summer of 2014. June 17th, 2014 was my first day at Faithful Work School of Dance, and I would host classes during the week. And the name literally, now that was sent from God. It came to me out of nowhere. Faithful Works has always been one of my slogans, and it just came to me. Your dance school is going to be called Faithful Work School of Dance because, baby, let me tell you something. It took every ounce of faith, and I'm telling you right now, I
absolutely.
might got an olive seed now, but I had a mustard seed back then. Okay,
Okay.
that's all I had to go off of, but obviously God blessed and He had His hand on it.
Wow. So that's a great time. So how did you end up majoring in dance? Did you dance like in junior high school and high school? How did you end up majoring? Because I majored in arts as well. And I know that field is very, very competitive. So how did you end up even majoring in dance?
Well, I originally went to school for psychology. I was going to be a psychologist. I was going to be a marriage counselor.
Okay.
I had this obsession with relationships and love and all of that family life and just how the mind worked, how people behavior patterns. That was my thing. So I was in school for my freshman year for psychology. I had took my classes. We get to my sophomore year and I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Okay.
I want to do something else. I don't want to sit in classrooms. I don't want to sit at a desk all my life. I have too much energy. I'm too much
Right.
of a creative to be bound to one thing. And contrary to popular belief, psychology is psychology. You're proving other people's theories, hypotheses. It's it is very structured. However, it is not necessarily room to be creative
Okay.
to a
Okay.
certain extent. You can be creative at your practice, decorating and stuff, but you go by a certain formula because it's
Absolutely.
proven results. It's not really an area like arts where you can stretch. It's more in the scientific. Science is science. This is what's been proven, tested. This is what we go with. So I wanted to do something different, and I had stumbled upon the dance studio at the university, Virginia State University. Shout out to Sankofa Dance Theater. I would not be the teacher I am. I would not be the dancer I am had it not been for them. And I fell back in love with it because honestly, I danced my whole childhood. My mother had me in dance classes. I'm going to say from 7 all the way up to my sophomore year in high school. I stopped
Wow.
my sophomore year at high school. Worst decision I've ever made. I was still dancing and cheering, but I had took myself out of the studio atmosphere. And boy, did I pay for it when I decided that I wanted to do it again. I decided that, I want to be a cheerleader. Mom, I don't want to go to dance class anymore. And to this day, I'm like, Mom, why would you do that? You were investing. You made all. She said, that's what you wanted to do. I'm like, no, you should have told me stay in dance class. But of course, you think you know everything at that age and you think you know what you want to do. But it just goes to show you how things come back full circle.
What
I
is
thought I was done with dance, but it
what is
came all the way back around, and I craved that. And when I saw those people dancing in that dance studio on campus, I said, this is what I want to do. So I took myself down there to that student account office, and I told them I need to change my major. Is this going to cost anything? They say no, just go to the registrar's office and tell them. I say I'm going to major in health, physical education, recreation with a concentration in dance, and that's what I did.
Wow, you know what? That's an excellent story because your dance is such a variety of dance. You specialize in many type dances, but to see
Yeah.
how you didn't give up, even though you altered, because if you
Yeah.
not had stuck with that, because I do remember, thank you, that you were one of our guests on the middle child, and I remember you saying that middle children are creative. And if I can just go back a little bit to your childhood, I can remember there were many times that you would go up by yourself when your sisters just wanted to play together. You're like, I don't need them, and you would go to the corner, or you would do that, and that always would stick with me because you had your mind made up. You didn't necessarily wait for somebody to say, "We approve you, girl." There's no, you was like, I'm good, and you did that. And so how have you seen the effect? And first of all, what are the ages of the children that dance? Are they for girls and for boys, males and females? What are the ages that you have?
We start at age 2
Two.
and we go all the way up to adults. That is, we really don't have an age cap. We have a
Mhm.
starting age, and that's age 2, and we go all the way up to adults. There is no age limit. There's a class for everyone. There's a type of dance for everyone. As you said, we specialize in all types of dance. We do hip hop, jazz, tap, theater. We do African. We do modern. We do contemporary. We do praise dancing, liturgical. You name it, we do it.
Okay, now have you seen through your students any changes in their life or patterns just because they've taken dance?
Oh God, where do I begin? It is very over the course. I've been doing this since 2014. It's been 8 years since I started dancing. Prior
Hmm.
to that, in college I was teaching at a studio. Shout out to Cicely Grace. That was the first studio I was teaching at. Um, the transition of young people, I have seen it. I have seen the interest, but people always ask me, how do I keep them interested? I give them what they crave. Children crave structure. I don't
Yeah.
care what anybody says. Children thrive in structured environments, consistency, and discipline. These are where children thrive. And, I've had students who come in and were problems at home, but
Hmm.
they know Miss Jasmine isn't going to play that. You know, they know their parents are not going to continue to invest if they don't get their act together. If this is where you want to be, you'll straighten up across the board.
Wow,
And
that's
it's been proven time and time again that children do much better when they are structured. If their grades are bad, I'm not opposed to popping up at the school.
oh wow,
You
that's
know,
good.
if their parents are working, I you know, PTA something or honors. I've shown up at schools. I try to be involved in their lives as much as I can outside of the dance floor because that's where it matters. I can't just show up for them on the dance floor because then I'm no better than any other teacher in their life. I try to show up for them in other ways outside of that as well.
That makes a huge difference. And that's almost like the mustard seed that you talked about, that you started out as, may start out as a mustard seed, but now you're in that olive branch season. And because you're right, children at certain ages and even teenagers, what their parents say may not mean a lot. But if there's an outside influence, especially a positive influence with a teacher or somebody else, a mentor, it's like, but no, Miss Jasmine said that. No, but Miss Jasmine said that Smokey the Bear, he was really a fish. And they will argue with their parents and say that Smokey the Bear was a fish because Miss Jasmine said it. So listen, I want to come back to the dance because I have your information for your J style. So how did you get into the natural hair products? What is J Styles?
Um, yes, this show is about passions, and as well as dance, hair has always been one of my passions. I When I got the green light to start doing my own
I was
hair,
getting ready to
I
say.
took it and ran. You know, I was like, oh, I get to do my own. You know, hair has always been a passion of mine. In high school, I worked at Heavenly Grace as well as Graceful Touch Hair Salon. I
Mhm.
studied under Marie Veal, the master stylist. She is amazing. She was everything to me. She poured into me. I was her shampoo assistant all through high school, and even on college breaks, I would come back. And I would do hair in college. I would do natural hair. And when the natural hair movement took off, you know,
Mhm.
everybody had a relaxer, you know, and you needed a license to do that. My original plan, fun fact, my original plan was not to go to college. I did not want to go to college.
Oh
I
wow.
wanted to be in cosmetology school and get my license. I did not plan on going to college at all. I had made a whole plan. I'm going to stay here, mom. I'm not going anywhere. And literally, I walk across the stage. 2 weeks pass, and I say, "Ma, is it too late for me to go to college?" I still have my acceptance letters. Can we choose now? Will they still let me in? I literally flipped the switch. They had no warning, anything. I was like, I do want to go to college. I do. Can we make this work? Is there any way we can fit this in the budget? I changed my mind. But hair had been a passion of mine, and I love doing hair. Everything about it, especially the natural hair movement. So I got J Style started 2019. I had a dance mom. Shout out to Morgan Chavis. She is the owner of the salon I work at. I work at Luso Salon. She was a dance mom who also had a passion for hair in college, but since had became a top tier executive at Amazon. So she had decided that she wanted to try something entrepreneurial, and she said, "You know, in stylist." I was like, "Yeah, I dibble and dabble." She brought me in, and we've been rolling ever since.
Wow.
2019, September of 19 is when I officially J Styles.
Look at the door. Look at the doors that open because opportunities come.
Happened to work out that way. We didn't plan that either. Morgan saw an empty building. She was like, "Why you can't just put your studio here next to me?" And I was like, "Well, I guess I can." And God opened the doors. So we're neighbors. She has definitely been a godsend in my life. Just being with somebody who is business minded. I call her my business bae. She's amazing. HU graduate. She chose the wrong HBCU, but we can't
Right.
hold that against her. She's still great.
That,
But it's she's an amazing woman, and just being with her. We're located right next to each other. We're on 3409 and 3407 Tire Neck Road, Portsmouth, Virginia 23703. So you see the salon, you'll see Faithful Works. You see Faithful Works, you'll see the salon.
that is amazing because it seems like it looks like just absolutely doors are opening once you decide. And do you believe like going to school? And let me make an announcement right quick. I got to notice that StreamYard is having trouble with Facebook. So hopefully you guys will catch it on YouTube. But for you, I will go ahead and share it on your page once we get done. It's something StreamYard is having some issues, or Facebook is having some issues. And I just noticed that mine is on, but now mine is getting ready to stop. But do you can try to share it again if you like. Do you feel that going to college helped you since you went at the last minute, meaning made your mind up? Do you feel that going to college kind of shaped you as well as being an entrepreneur, or that kind of gave you some kind of grounding for the business mind as well? But it's just fun
No,
times. It was just about learning.
no, it was college did not shape me because I didn't want to start a business. I wasn't interested in that. I was simply interested in dancing. I didn't know which avenue I wanted to take it. I didn't know if I wanted to go out and be a professional dancer, or did I want to be a teacher, or did I just want to be a choreographer. I didn't know which avenue I wanted to take, but I knew I craved stability. That's something that's always been a constant. I like stability.
that's
That's
that's huge.
my love language. One of them. Stability is my love language. I like to be secure. And I'm not big on just floating and figuring things out. I'm a big planner. I like to have, as much in my power. We know God has the master plan, but as much as I can do in my own power, I try to. So I never even planned to open a business. I was just I knew dance would be my future, but I just didn't know in what aspect. So I can't say college prepared me, but it did give me great experiences, and I connected with some phenomenal dancers and talent that I still work with and talk to this day.
Hey, we have a comment. Nicole Quarles, I guess you know her last name. She put muscle up stability. And you know what?
Yes.
That's a great word. Hey, Cody Cole.
Yeah,
Listen,
that's my mini me. Hi, Minnie.
that's a great word. Talk about stability. Now, we're going off course. Talk about stability for somebody who they may have been on their jobs for 30 years and they're just not sure. Talk about what stability means to various aspects, just as a word of encouragement.
Stability means grounded. Stability means firm. Stability means secure. It is so important for people to secure themselves, secure yourself, ground yourself, root yourself. You can't be stable, right, unless roots are planted.
Right.
So stability is literally putting down roots. There are things that should be in your roots that are non-negotiable. Whether that is your stability may look like you need financial security. Somebody else stability may look like they need to have things in order, organization. It all depends on what you need. But stability is something that you control, and it's something that you need. Everybody needs stability, whether they realize it or not, because without it, we get confused. Things start happening. You have no control. The Bible tells us that be also stable. You have to be one mind. You can't be double minded. That's the same thing as stability. Stability is knowing, feeding, grounding, and rooting.
Okay. So I'm glad that you said it that way, because remember I told you in the very beginning I started at the top and we're gonna work our way backwards now. So as a child and a teenager, what was stability to you? That you have a foundation? What was your foundation? Because I see Nicole Cross said preparation is the key, setting a foundation. That you have a foundation coming up. You mentioned God, so I know that you're a Christian. You're not just mentioning God, but I know that you are
Right.
talking about that which you know. So, how did God play a role or part in your life from a young child to where you are now?
Um, my mom would be my definition of foundation. Um, my mother is the hardest working woman I've ever seen. She was always an entrepreneur. She was always making things work. Anything we needed, anything she could put her hands to, she wanted to do. My mother was my foundation, always has been. God, God gives you things, and He gave me my mother. She was the foundation of business. My mother so Tupperware, my mother so Avon, my mother so Mary Kay. The entrepreneurial spirit was always in her. My mother had her own daycare. I want
Wow.
to say 1997, the Dream Givers Daycare launched, and I saw her work. I saw her push. I saw her fall and get back up. My mother could fall 12 times, but she gonna get up 13. That's just the woman she is. And that's my foundation. She is in rooted in me in every shape, form, or fashion. She is my foundation. She is the shoulders upon which I stand.
It looks like your mother is commenting. She says, "Hey, beautiful daughter." So your mother has a praying sisters war room too. So to Jasmine,
Hi, mommy.
you need to get in contact with me so we can talk about your praying sisters war room, because that's a whole different subject, man. Because people
Absolutely.
need to know prayer is the only thing that works, not a possibility, but the only thing that works.
Come
But
on.
and so when you have a show or a recital with your girls, are you actually doing their hair for them, or do you have a set structure? Everybody's hair needs to be this way, or whatever. And how is it important is for uniformity, not just in the dance and not just in the outfit, but how important is the uniformity, just as doing what you all do on one accord?
Yes, with my shows and my showcases, I do some of my students' hair, but there's no way I can do everybody's hair in time for the show. So with that being said, I am very structured. I am very particular in my way because we represent not only the amazing legacy of every Black and brown dancer who came
Yeah.
before us, but we represent the legacy we want to leave, you know, and uniformity, cohesiveness, all of these things mean everything to me. And that's how we do the show. So usually we have our signature bun. We're either in the bun, which is a signature for dance class, and we also have our two braids. Those are usually what we're working. The hair is off the face as it is in any traditional dance atmosphere, and that's what we do. With my shows, my productions, this June 26th, 2022 will actually be my 15th production for, I'm sorry, 16th. I've done 3 productions this season. 16th
Wow.
production for Faithful Work School of Dance. I do all the choreography, I do all the costuming, I do all of the liaison. Everything is set up. We have amazing volunteers who come out and help me each year to do the events, but it is a Jasmine and GOD and JESUS production
Okay,
because we get
okay.
it done.
Say if that was on a weekend, I might try to slide down there, but that's on a Wednesday. But when you get
Yeah.
something on a weekend, give me some warning.
It's
So I
actually on a Sunday. It's June 26th. It's a
oh, I
Sunday.
thought you said the 22nd.
No, the 26th.
Oh, okay. I'm in Ruckersville on the fourth Sundays. It depending on how far Ruckersville is from there. But listen, you are definitely in the spirit, because since being home from COVID, my hairdo has been my two braids back or my bun. That has been my uniform. Working from home.
Listen, they never fail.
It never fails. But you know what I think is so amazing is that you've always kept a smile. And then I know everything didn't always go the way that you wanted it to go, but you've always kept a smile. Tempest B, come on. Oh, come on down. I will. Hey y'all. You've always kept a smile. And what I like is that there was no stopping once you got started, because wow, you said 2014 when you started the school. That means you have come through different other recessions or different things of that nature. Now tell me this, is it your goal one day to have a class that's full of other ethnic groups, or you specialize with just African American um, students or the like?
I get this question all the time, and my answer will always be dance is for everyone. However, my calling is to make sure that somebody who looks like me is represented in the dance industry, because when I was dancing, I was the only person of color in my classes. So I'm not going to say it's close to any other race or ethnicity, but this dance school was built on the back of me wanting to see young dancers have somebody look like them.
And that's great. I mean, because that's almost like a Christy Copeland and, some other people who have pioneered. And so who knows, you're pioneering down there in Portsmouth, which is great because, again, you're saying you're having a production. It takes money, it takes some hustle to have a production. So tell us
Come
about
on.
tell us about some of your other productions, and when you've done those productions, did that open the door for others to come in and say, "Hey, I want to be a part of the Faith with Work School of Dance"?
You know what? You just talked about how I always have a smile on my face. I have perfected this smile. But there are moments and there are days when this smile is not a smile, it's a frown, you know. I am very intense. I am very demanding. I am very hard on those around me as well as myself. You know, I tell people all the time, if you can't take the way I'm talking to you don't want to hear how I talk to myself, because I expect a lot because I give out a lot. You know, I understand. They say to much is given, much is required. I like to flip that saying to those who much is requested, much is tested. You understand what I'm saying? Um, when you're requesting God to do things for you, He's going to test you to see if you're thorough. He's going to test you and see if you really want what you're asking Him for. So, not only to whom much is given, much is required, but to those who requested, they're going to be tested. That's just what it is, and that's the nature of the game. And that's something I've had to remind myself over and over and over again, especially when it is showtime, when it is a new production, when I am doing something new. I just came off the heels of my first ever gospel production. We are a faith-based dance school.
Yeah.
However, you know, I've never put on a full gospel production. I've always sprinkled it on, but we just came off the heels of one of the most gospel shows I've ever had to put on. That gospel production literally took everything I had. Everything in life was going wrong, and a lot of people don't know that it took me so much to make it through that season of my life. You know, you're literally in the moment of putting on the show, glorifying God, saying how good He is, saying how He'll pull you through, saying how He'll be your stronghold, He'll be your tower, He'll be your secret place when you're feeling exposed spiritually. I felt like the season I was in while trying to do a gospel show, I was like, maybe we should dial this back. I should wait for a different season, because I am fighting for my life, currently. However, God got all the glory at that show. He got all the glory. It all came
But
together. So it works. It just coincides. And God, I'm really cool. I'm cool on the accolades. I'm cool on nobody has to I don't look for the applause, I don't really stick around to hear it no way. You get what I'm saying? Once the show is done, I'm back on the next show, because in the world of dance, you're only good as your last performance.
your last
Period.
performance,
I
right?
can't get hung up on past victories, because in the Bible it also teaches us, if you stay where God was, you're not going to get to where He is. I'm never going to stay stable, you get what I'm saying, in one spot. I crave stability, but me being stable, me not being able to move, me being stagnant will never happen, because I'm constantly moving, working, growing, trying to please Him.
I understand. That's my language. But let me tell you, while you were talking, the scripture came to me. Ecclesiastes 7:8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is
Listen,
better than the proud in spirit. One thing that I do know is humility will take you a very long way, and obedience. And if you
listen,
have both of those, you will be
my
successful
God.
in the eyes of God. Man will measure and measure and measure. And this is why I say I really am in the closet. I can stretch and touch both walls. I had to come in here and take out the storage stuff and paint these walls because it's here the brown stuff. And even though I'm in the beginning stages, I'm still going to be obedient. If I don't have another show, I have at least started and know that he said do praise from the closet, and I'll work on the radio part as well. So you keep doing what you're doing, and like you said, there may be not anybody else in your area that's doing it. I mean, to have the convenience of walking out this door and then you could say take the same lunch for both jobs. You know, and I have to get a brand new lunch. But it is just so encouraging just to hear the perseverance. So what else? What else do you have in store or in line of something else that you may want to conquer or to branch out?
I am actually working on relaunching my natural products line. I not only do hair, I have natural products. I do homemade, handmade body butters, hair and scalp oils, growth treatments. So we're looking to expand that side of J Styles a little more. I am also looking to expand Faithful Works as far as merchandising. I'm so sorry. You heard my dogs. They are loud. They like to support me as well.
They probably like you've been
But I look forward to, yeah, their father just came home, so they're going to the door to protect. That's what they do. Yeah, but we are launching different things. Me and my mother have something special in the works, helping people in the church, women of the church, men of the church, be able to do what God called us to do and be the lenders, not the borrowers. So me and my mother are working with a special vision that will be launched this fall. And it's going to be all around helping people be good stewards of their money, like the word tells us. And I plan on enjoying my summer. This will be the first summer that I take off from my dance company. We will be not dancing this summer because I will be exploring different avenues so that I can come back bigger, better, and ready for our 9th dance season that will begin in September.
Well, when you get ready, let me know when you want to come back on and talk about that season. So let's go back to the jazzy jazz. If you could look at yourself when you were 8, and now, what would you tell that 8-year-old Jazzy? What would you tell her from where you are now?
I would tell the 8-year-old Jasmine that those songs, those hymns that you hear in church, remember them. Ground yourself in those and don't move. I would tell the 8-year-old Jasmine to never let anybody make you feel like you are too much. Never let anybody make you feel like you don't have what it takes to do. And never let anybody tell you that resources have the final say. Your God has the final say, and he will send resources your way. Romans 5 tells us that tribulations worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope, and hope make us not ashamed, because the love of God is showering down upon us. That was a song. My mom played that song all the time when I was little. Yeah, Witness by Witness. It was in their Song of the Night CD. And I just remember that. And I've held on to that scripture for a long time. And I've also held on to Psalms 27, when it tells us that I would have fainted had I not believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. So I would tell 8-year-old Jasmine that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Don't kick and don't scream, because your foundation submerged you in has literally launched your future. And I don't think enough people realize that. They kick and scream about their foundation. I spent all day in the church. I spent all day here. Listen, you did that because I know what to do. I will never be pinned back against the wall by the enemy. He will never get the victory over me because I know what to do. I know what to do. I know that he does not have the final say. I know that he is not the determining factor. I know that things are going to happen that it seems like God does not hear me. God hears me. You know, I would tell 8-year-old Jasmine, like, no matter what comes your way, watch your words. I would tell 8-year-old Jasmine to watch her words. Don't speak what you don't want to happen.
Yeah.
Think twice, speak once. I have them contracting my home now, and the contractor always tells me I'm going to measure 50 times so I can cut once, and that speaks to me, because it's always going to be your need to measure, assess. Don't be afraid to measure again and again and assess again and again. That way, when you open your mouth,
that's right,
you know what you're saying. What you're saying matches your belief, right? Because that's where we get lost at. What we're saying sometimes doesn't match what we believe in. Hope makes us not ashamed. Therefore, whatever we're hoping for, we shouldn't be ashamed to launch it out of our mouths. That's what I would tell 8-year-old Jasmine.
Wow, 8-year-old, that was good. And then also, let me just piggyback on that for a moment. If you see it, then you don't need to hope for it, because that's what the Bible says. So there are a lot of things that we do, and we like, I got to make sure. Okay, it is. Okay, all right, here's somebody from Newport News. She said, great advice. All right, girl, you're getting a little following here, praying from the war room. But you know what? This has been very good, and I'm glad that you came on to share about the school, to share about the hair, the J Styles hair. But most of all, you shared about what faith was, having not seen, but yet seen, because you were determined, as you said, stability. And stability to some people is, just pretty much making it to retirement and getting a retirement check, and hey, I'm good, and then they may dwindle down. And when I go to the nursing homes, even some of them have stability. It may not look like it, but they're faithful. Whenever the young lady says it's time to go to church, they are in that room to come to church. Now, church to them is a whole different thing, but somewhere along the line,
miss that stability is a mind thing. Stability, be ye also of a stable mind. Stability is not necessarily something that's going to be tangible. Stability is a mindset.
Yep.
Thank you, God, for my stable mind. That's what stability is. Meaning my mind is focused. My mind is not worried. My mind. That's what stable is. Stable, like I told you, stable can be financial, it can be emotional, it can be, but it is so much more mental than it is anything else. Be also in the stable mind. The reason why people in nursing homes are stable, because their minds are in alignment with what God has, his plans, and ultimately his trust. We should be able to trust God. That's what stability is. Stability looks like trusting God. And people don't know that a lot about my journey. There are, even in times where I'm unstable, I'm still stable, because I ain't making the decisions. He's making. When I started off my dance season in 2014, I had 20 kids. By the time the fall season came around, I had 2 kids. Me and those 2 kids did every single show. Every single show. I made those 2 kids perform like it was a stage of 50 kids. And I'll do it again. Because my mind saw and I believed what I didn't see. It's not for me to see. I don't make no decisions. He don't answer to me. He don't answer to me. That's not his job. God don't got to answer to me. He don't got to tell me anything. He don't got to clue me in. That ain't it. Either you following or you not. It's that simple.
It is that simple. He calls us to be obedient. We don't understand everything, but yet we understand that, like the woman at the well, I just know I'm supposed to come to this well. And at the end of that scripture, it was so many other lives that was changed just because she was trying to come at a time when other people weren't out there. But your daddy is on, Jasmine.
Hi, Daddy.
That's cute. Daddy's like, I'm here, girl. I'm here. But this has been a great interview, and as always, like I said, thank you so much for coming on. And like I said, I'm so open for positive things that people are doing. They're not going to always be preaching from the pulpit, and that's not what WGMLB is about. It's about just sharing positivity and saying, hey, I learned how to tie my shoe in 2 ties. Hey, I can show you how to do it. And we're like, hey, come on. But this has certainly been great. And I want to put your information up again for J Styles. Now, for Faith with Work School of Dance, can they also reach you at that 757 number, or do you have another number that you would like to put up?
The number for Faithful Fork School of Dance is going to be 757-597-8126. That's 757-597-8126. And we can also be reached at our website, www.fwwsod.com.
Now, let's do that one more time for that website. I got a lot of W's on here. Do that again, please.
I got you. www.fwwsod.com.
Okay, I got it. I got it. I'm still young, and sometimes, little mind wants to do its own thing. But yeah, I want people to support. Let me add that as a banner to support it. And again, if you missed, for anybody that came on late or missed it, you can always go on. You can always go on our YouTube channel, DJ Straight. Again, subscribe because we have some other exciting things coming up. But it has been great. And if you want some inspirational music, go to WGMLB. JJ Harrison and Youthful Praise is on now. But it's just been good. It's in a time like this when the world is just a little bit crazy, we still have to be stable in our faith. It's one song I saw just now, the Ball Brothers. The least that I can do. The least that I can do is to be obedient to God. I don't see everything, may not understand it, but I know obedience is going to pay off. It's going to pay off. So again, thank you, Jasmine Machel Perkins, for coming on and talking about your Faith with Work School of Dance. And I will hit that correction probably later on today or tomorrow, so that I will have that correct. But I enjoyed speaking with you and seeing your bubbly smile and you just sharing part of your testimony, but the stability and just, as you say, you're going to be a role model for not only young girls, but also older ladies, because role modeling has no age to it. If you're a role model, you want to let the last word?
Yes, I love that. And I get called a role model so often, but what my goal is to be a real model, because sometimes when you're playing a role, you're going to step outside of it. So I always want to be my authentic self. So I hope that I am a real model for those young ladies. I hope I'm a real model for anybody who God has sent me for,
That's right.
I just hope that everybody don't give up on their dreams. I hope that they're fighting against the things that are trying to take them out. I hope that you and this amazing station take off to higher heights, to deeper depths. I hope that you guys are everything that God called it to be. I hope you get everything that God envisioned in your heart, everything that's purposed in your heart for this movement, for this time. Your consistency, your dedication, it's going to pay off. And I'm just excited and I'm honored to have been a part.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. I will see you in a few seconds. Thank you again. Okay. Again, that was Jasmine Machel Perkins, and she is the CEO of Faith with Work School of Dance. And again, we are just happy to all the people that like to support WGMLB. Visit our website because we have other shows that you can participate in. WGMLB.com. That's our website. We've got stuff for the entire families. And tomorrow we have a special show, I believe at 4:00, with a student who is actually going to host, and they're talking about I believe mental illnesses and things of that nature. So we are very grateful, and we have one more comment, and we want to put that comment up. We always want to make sure that we display comments because we want people, DJ Straight and the guests, we want people to know that we are paying attention and that we thank you. And then on the flip side, I found out if you comment live, once you comment live, YouTube does not carry those comments over once it's uploaded. So that's another reason that I like to keep put the comments up so that the guests will see and the listeners will also see. So until tomorrow, this is DJ Straight signing off from Praise from the Closet. Enjoy your Sabbath, your Sunday, and allow God to use you in whatever capacity he sees fit, because with him there is no norm.